Hello everybody, apologies for the delayed start here today. Let's jump on in. Now I've had massive amounts of gameplay since the last stream. Massive amounts. But very little to show for it. Why? Well, take a guess. What's the epic grind I've been on this time? No, it's not really Giant Slayer. I did a bit of Giant Slayer, but I never got to the 75%, which is what I was looking for, if you guys remember. I figure maybe I'll try that again tomorrow. What I actually did instead is I've been doing Toy Pocalypse. Like lots and lots and lots of Toy Pocalypse. So if you look here when I mouse over, I'm now plus 20 out of 25. And I need another 25 rounds. With those 25 rounds done, I'll get my last 5 achievement points and Toy Pocalypse Survivor is finished. So I'm nearly there. But, I mean, Christ, it takes a lot of work to get this done. In theory, I could have squeezed it in. But I guess I'll just finish that tomorrow. So a little bit weird, a little bit limp, with like a bit of progress on Giant Slayer, a bit of progress on Toy Pocalypse Survivor, and it feels a bit lame. The nice thing about this is, so by the way, if you're looking at this correctly, I think this means since the last stream, I think this means I've done 155 Toy Pocalypse rounds, I think. Which is a lot of Toy Pocalypse. The advantage is every single one of those little rounds gave me 3 Winter's Day gifts, which I've been spam opening, and that did finish Mercy of the Toy Maker for me. So I've actually had over 1,000 chests now. That gave me a rhymed verdant thing. Oh, let's get some audio in game. You guys can't hear anything. Neither can I. Beautiful. So I did get another rhymed thing. So let's just type the word rhymed. And let's chow on down into the hammer, I guess. So hammer's next. These don't have the allure of the Mad Realm ones. I don't know. Is it because of the drop rate? I'm not sure. But I don't feel like I'm unlocking a profound skin each time here. By the way, you know we had like the 150 gold at the start of last stream? A good amount of that was because when I went onto my Thief PvP character, I think it was my Thief PvP character, I realized I had a Mad Realm chest on there, which was worth like 50 gold at that point, which I think is 5 times the amount that I'd last seen it at. So really, really, really good little find and a good sale. I actually probably can clean up a lot of other stuff on other characters at the moment. Did I have a good sleep? Yeah, a little. It was one of those where the alarm went off and I was way too... Dude, my my page is really messed up at the moment on Twitch. It's like on super delay. Sorry guys, I just hit refresh on Twitch. That means it's actually removed your comments. So there you go. Alright, I'm actually now caught up with you. Jesus. Hello, Lily. It's good to see you. If anyone else asks a question, can you just re-ask it? Because I totally would have missed that now. Because when you refresh on Twitch, it won't show the old stuff. Anyway, so yeah, we've got the rhyme stuff, got the Mad Realm stuff. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. What I want to do today is finish Winter's Day. Which I know sounds a bit weird and a bit strange, but I really think we can. Based on how our meta is currently doing, we're trying to get Winter's Day Traditions Annual done. That will ding 50 AP for us from this, which will disappear. And it will ding something else, I think, maybe. Oh, and we get this skin here, the festive sweater. So, that's what I'd really like to do. And I'm really curious how the sweater looks, because I feel like that's just going to be another t-shirt looking skin, but maybe they've made it thicker and it actually looks cool. And I know I could preview it, but we'll just do it when we unlock it. So, Toy Pocalypse Survivor, I'll get off stream, but some of these other ones are really easy. Like, for example, the Giving Spirit. Look at this. Donate snowflakes to cheer up Drewbert for the holidays. 1,000 snowflakes equals 5 AP. And I can do it 5 times in a row. So 5,000 snowflakes will have that done. I think that's 5 snow diamonds, which does seem rather expensive. However, if I have a look here, and I open some of these, I've got loads of snowflakes. Oh yeah, no, never mind. I only got 1,500. I did get a bunch of snowflakes from doing this, though. I really only have 1,500 snowflakes? Right, well, let's just go give the first bunch into Druba, I guess, and then maybe we'll buy a bunch more. Hopefully the prices dropped a good amount today. The festival's been out for 3 days now, so I would assume the prices are starting to stabilize somewhat. So here's dude, are you serious? You won't just put them out of my bank? Jerry's accusing you of having a weak number of channel points there, Doug. Doug, I had a very brief glimpse over your most recent Discord message. And I have to say that the preview of those emotes looks really cool. I really can't wait to look and browse the stuff you've sent, which I haven't done at all right now. So, yes, I will get to that. If you guys don't know, Doug like basically redid some of the Guild Wars 1 emotes. He's like taken the backgrounds out and like significant edit to one of them. It looks really good. And yes, I did vaguely gloss over that thing about the playlist too, which looks pretty fucking cool. So yes, I did just want to give you that. All right, here we go. So 1,000 snowflakes, we get 5 AP. We also get 5 gifts, I guess. So let's just. Can I do it again? Dude, it looked like I should be able to. I guess because these aren't full. 2 of these aren't full stacks. It's being deceptive. All right, that's fine. Let's just go to the trading post. Ah, but we only have 22 gold. This is a real. Wow, I typed phallic instead of flake. Oh, mind you, only 90 copper each. 2 gold for 250. Buy order really isn't any different, so don't scream at me. 1, 2. Now that combined with what I already have equals another 1,000, right? So we can get it a second time. For the price of 4 gold, we can get it a second time. Now we could leave it, but again, until the festival's like over. But I kind of want this done, so I think I will buy some more. Not sell. That's a misclick. So we're gonna go 5 gold. Okay, so it's 10 gold for 5 AP, basically. The problem is, I don't have the money. I'm not going to go any lower than this right now, because if I do, I'm not going to have the money to pay the fees to sell whatever I need to sell. We're just so drained. Nothing like Christmas to make you feel poor, am I right, guys? Nothing like Christmas to make you realize you don't have as much money as you wish you did. I'm talking IRL. You just got 10 more. Yeah, I don't know how you get points. Improper username has 420. That's really funny, because that's the weed number, isn't it? Doesn't that mean marijuana? Guys? I don't know where the settlers imbued inscriptions came from. What's this about? Eye of the North? I could just sell all these. Do you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do it for the kids, alright? Alright, beautiful. So, oh, our thingy disappeared. Wait, did it? No, he's still standing. Okay, so again, so we're gonna spend 20 gold here, basically. That's 1. Jesus, come on, TP. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's another 5 AP, and then finally 1, 2, 3, 4, and beautiful. Setting up an AP key is not something I'm against. Didn't I do so? Didn't I? Isn't it down in the under the stream now? Didn't I do that like ages ago? All right, there you go. So 25 AP, beautiful, very easy. I mean, it's just a little bit of money, more than I thought, frankly. But it is done now. So that was a part of it, and then another part that was super easy was. Oh shit! I got to do the orphans, don't I? And this one I can actually run out of time on. Okay, I'm gonna turn on Taco and see if Taco has them here. And we'll stream one of these. This is kind of one of those things where it's like it's just a long-term grind, so we're not going to have it fully done. Because basically we can get 5 AP a day. We have to do it 5 days. If we go to all 30 orphans. Okay, so Taco is on. You can't see, but I am mousing through it right now. And I'm just trying to figure out what are on. So festivals, Winter's Day orphans, I have enabled. Okay, so basically this marker pack has shown all the orphans with a karma icon. So, which character did I get the wrapped presents on yesterday? I think it was Elmore, probably. What's the shaman thing? Essentially, Eye of the North has been updated in the Guild Wars 2 DAP files. Interesting. Interesting. I like this. But there's nothing visible going on, I'm assuming. Why am I being attacked? This is like a fucking safe as fuck. What? The giant's here? What? Oh, there's some random player here who's probably aggroed all this shit over. Dude, I never get attacked standing here, and there's 4 things fighting us here. I would let him die, but I'm gonna be that guy. I might be wrong as well. He does look pretty AFK right now. He got feared off. He might die. Oh no, it ran out. That looks like some fear reductions. Right, some conditional stun duration reduction or something to me. Okay, wrapped gifts. All I wanted to do was this. There you go. And then I wanted to get off this character. I don't think there's much else going on there. There are obviously random Winter's Day foods there, but they're helping me with Giant Slayer. I wasn't on that character for Giant Slayer though. I wasn't looking to kill anything. I might have just been unlucky with the roaming of the mobs. Okay, so there's 14 of them here. Now, let's go wrap up some of the chocolates and cakes and things that I've got out of these presents. WP haven't updated my Christmas list yet. What's my Christmas list? I don't have a Christmas list. So now this is interesting because I have all the old versions of the snowflakes still in my material storage. And I kind of don't want to get rid of them because they're like legacy items now. But I could trade them into the new type at quite a good rate as well. Not you. Not you yet, but again, we are still looking for these two big ones here, Ticks and the Snowman. Right, every day I'm allowed to buy... How many for karma? When's it, like, not smart to buy gifts anymore? Do you guys know? At what point is this not karma efficient? I think I'll leave that for now because the system for the wrapped gifts does require karma. So I go 15 rolls, 15 rolls. That's 30, that's 1 day. 15, 15, that's 2. 15, 15, that's 3. 15, 15, that's 4. I already have 15 on me. So I don't need to double up on this last one. So one more, that's 5. That's enough wrapping paper for all 25 AP. And now I just put in all the max quantities I can for all these foods I got from all the gifts so far. You know, I just bought all these presents. WP, why don't you get a real job so that you're not money strapped all the time? I have been talking about in-game, to be honest. But it's true I'm money strapped IRL as well. We got 34. The answer is because I'm trying to make a go of this. And we still have 30 wrapping paper left. But that's a lot. That's enough wrapped gifts. We can deal with the rest of that later. Okay. So for now, we'll just do that. Wait, what? Sorry? What were you saying, dog? He just hasn't said he wants people to buy them for them. Oh, you're talking about the white text on screen. No, that's not for people to buy for me. Though, that said, somebody did buy one of these for... What the fuck? Somebody did buy one of these for me. Okay, yeah, mails. Right, let's just quickly get through this. A lethal pineapple. Jerry is the chosen one. Here is the Mad Moon as promised. This was 11 hours ago, and I have actually seen this already. This person was in chat yesterday. It's Pineapple. He's right there. He's in chat now. He just couldn't get in game. So thank you, Pineapple. This is amazing of you. I did see this. I was actually online grinding Toy Pocalypse when you sent this mail, but I think I was appearing offline, and I thought I'd respond properly once the stream went live. It's probably a little bit more personal than just having a random mail back, right? So there you go. This is thanks to a lethal pineapple. He actually did buy us one of the things in white. The white text isn't for people to buy for me. I mean, all the better if they can, but that is stuff I want before the account tour at the end of the year. It's not got anything to do with Christmas. You know, Christmas will have come and gone. That white text is still going to be there. I mean, I guess the festival in-game for Winter's Day will still be there, so maybe there's a bit of overlap, but that is not why I put that on screen. So anyway, thank you very much for the Mad Moon. This is no small gift. It's really not. It's over 100 gold. And this is one of the last exotics in the game for us, so thank you so much. That does alleviate the burden. So, unlock skin. Brilliant. There it is. And let's salvage that down. The Night Sigil I was kind of hoping to get. I don't know whether that was really possible. I actually really like that shield as well, by the way. If you guys have never seen it, I'll quickly show it to you here. I know it's a bit messy leaving the Winter's Day area and we have to come back and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll remove Mad Moon in 1 second. Let me just show it to people here. I think it's a really cool skin. I mean, we're on Asura, so it looks a bit lame, because everything looks lame on Asura. Everything looks a bit small. But the proportions of it are kind of interesting. And on a big character, that, like, outer blue glow really is quite cool. I like it. And you don't see it much either. That's another thing. That's another perk for that. I can't remember the last time I saw someone who had the Mad Moon. Anyway, that would have been something nice to get at Halloween. It might have been slightly cheaper then. I don't know. But they have it. Alright, so that just leaves us with 3 dyes. Unless they add more ones on Tuesday. The Doom Bench. Kaiser weapons. I guess I'll add Eye of Argon. Just in case we can stretch that, but... Oh, and I should probably change the order there. I've kind of vaguely ordered this in order of, like, doableness or desire. Like, I would buy the dyes before I'd buy any others. I'd buy the bench before the eye. I'd buy the eye before trying to get all the Kaiser weapons. Each Kaiser weapon is cheaper than the Eye of Argon and cheaper than the bench, but together, they're only really meaningful to me if I get them all together. And, unfortunately... I don't think that the price of the full set is actually worth that much. Is that doable? All right, okay, so I'm basically looking at Divinity's Reach here, and I've got 1 billion purple triangles just all around me, but no sense of a route on which to do them. Let me toggle off some of the other markers just to make it a bit clearer. I'm going to toggle off the Cantha New Year stuff. I'm going to toggle off the Winter's Days, the Halloween stuff, sorry. But I've left the Orphans on. And let's just go on a tour, I guess. Let's see what we've got. Starting with that Orphan, but we already have him. Why do we already have that Orphan as well, by the way? Because it's past daily. It's past reset. Here you go, Merry Winter's Day to you. So, is this a karma generator, by the way? I'll try and do it district at a time, okay? Because I can see so many triangles everywhere, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of them aren't in this district. This guy counts as this district. You can get over 4k karma per gift with full buffs. Wait, so when I click to transfer, if I have a karma buff on, it will bump it up with it. I'm not gonna pop a karma booster because I don't actually care that much about karma right now. I know later I might. I know overall it might be a little bit more efficient. But the other thing is, I'm on Liz, and I'm in the groove, and I can't be bothered to swap characters. And I don't want to do it on Liz because all the boosters are just gonna run out as soon as she goes back to Toy Pocalypse later. It takes so long. There is a thing apparently in this hedge. Oh my god, and now I'm stuck in the hedge. Alright, come on, we got out. We usually get out. Apparently there's an Orphan in there, but is that really true? You can't go inside this asset, can you? And they didn't hide an NPC in there. Is that really true that there's an Orphan in there? I'm guessing that that's not correct. Looks like some of these icons might be a little bit off. Yeah, Kato just said the same thing, that some of the markers off. Oh, like this one's off as well, apparently. That marker that I'm standing next to there doesn't actually show an Orphan. They changed the Orphan locations a year or 2 back. Ah, shit, really? Oh, right, Hootron. Hootron as well is another one, while we're standing here, that I think we can just ding through. Let me have a quick look. Here you go, yeah. Season's Generosity. Donate gold to Hootron. The achievement can be completed each year. I don't know how far that went for us, so let's have a quick look. Okay, we got to give him 3 gold. Not too bad. Now, this doesn't do anything for us except just a couple of presents, like personalized presents. There's no AP on that, but it gives us some presents and it dings this to the next thing. All right. So what's going to happen is we're going to do the race on foot, and that will go to 6 out of 7, and then we'll do something else. I can't remember. There's something else that's really easy though. Maybe we'll do Festival Automaton. We'll do the dungeon, or we'll do the strike mission. We still haven't done that, and then we'll be finished. It sounds like I'm saying Ho-Wo-Tron. Ho-Ho-Tron. Ho-Ho-Tron. Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, Ho-Ho-Tron. If I say it very quickly, my lips do a little bit of a W movement. Ho-Ho-Tron. Not Ho-Wo. Yeah, but he's ho-ho now, guys, because Christmas and Santa. There is no Santa in law, though, so I wonder where he got ho-ho from. What is the significance of ho-hoing for Winter's Day? What are the lore implications? We must discuss. Because, of course, IRL, ho-ho, is the sound that Santa Claus makes as he chortles around on doing his business. That's what ho-hoing is. But what now? Maybe Tix had a cough and it sounded like a ho-ho. It's occurring to me now that because this marker pack is kind of flimsy, and I'm going to be a little bit imprecise, we're not going to get this in exactly 5 days. So as long as across the first 4, let's see, this is, here it is. So as long as across the first 4 days, I don't miss over 30, we should be able to just do it on the 6th, and it's not going to be too much of a hassle. 6 days in a row of doing it, that's going to take me right up to Christmas. Oh, by the way, I should be able to stream every day. Oh, well, Master's coming to an end in 10. I think the only day that I can't stream is going to be Christmas Day itself. I am doing it then, but aside from that, I'm a loser with no life, here at your pleasure for whatever we will be doing, basically. So yeah, that's basically how we'll go, and I think I'll basically stream up right up through Christmas. We'll miss Christmas Day, and then I'll do a couple of days after Christmas, and then that's this season over. That'll be the last week before New Year, which at which point I can make the account tour, and yeah, it should be pretty good. No karma bonfire. Well, hey, if someone else sets one of them, I'll gobble it up. I'm a little concerned that I missed one of the orphans. I may have already spoken to them. Let me just check. It would be this one here. I think I spoke to this one. This was the one I went to before I started this district. Yes, it is. Okay. This is tricky. Did I already get this person? I did. Right, okay, alright. Yeah, we did go right up to the wall. I got somehow concerned there that I didn't go all the way up to the wall. So we did a little bit of unnecessary backtracking there. This is not you, is it? We did you. Yeah, okay. That's going to look really stupid on the stream. My movement there is going to look really horrendous. But you got to understand that I'm not looking at what you think I'm looking at. I'm looking at markers, and my brain is like 100% off. I'm not really navigating or having a real sense of my environment right now. I'm just heading towards markers, and their size is really deceptive. So we'll get this one first. Can only see a couple here in Rurikton. Only a couple of orphans from Rurikton. The beleaguered people of Ascalon, struggling as they might every year. You count the presents you have left. The feeling when you don't know which ones you miss. Yeah. Hey, so this is like Guild Wars 2 normal like stuff, right? This is a thing that people have been doing for years, and like probably have lots of memories and shit of. And I'm only just starting now because of Master in 2019. All right, so I got 15 of them. Oh, maybe I have done this once before for Winter's Blessing. Oh, no. What is this? This isn't what I thought it was. This is just an extra, like, buff of some sort. 10% experience in all game types and karma. Expires in 1 hour. I guess I can eat that while handing in the gifts. Probably should have waited until tomorrow so I get as many ticks of it as possible. So this will buff the karma I get from the other orphans now, right? You rewatched all of your edits and montages the other day, and I'm surprised you posted on your channel at them at all. They're so against the grain of your content. Weird to return to those two. I'd forgotten half the jokes I made, but as that part of the video came, I'd cringe at the incoming joke. I wouldn't. Don't worry about cringing at your own content. I mean, I think that just is a thing that people have. I don't know. There's countless interviews and stuff with actors and whatnot that are really successful and really high profile in really amazing productions, and they cringe at their own scenes and their own things. They can't handle watching them, and you know, I know I cringe whenever I look back at a lot of my old videos. I can't stomach myself. Like I watched today, you know, the mobile game trailer. Well, we don't know that it's a mobile game, but it pretty much looked like a mobile game for Guild Wars that they repurposed and then threw up earlier in the year. I rewatched that and I was listening to my commentary and I kind of shudder at it. But it doesn't actually mean the content is bad. It's just, I think people tend to be, if they care about what they did, people tend to be their own biggest critics. Tend to be. I mean, that's not always true on the internet. You get some vile fucking shit on the internet, but hey. What I would say as well, though, is I know that they're against the grain of the channel, but that was always the thing with it, right? Like we both fully understood they were against the grain of the channel, but I felt they were worth putting up anyway. I still do, to a large degree. It's only the ones where I'm kind of just rambling about like something out of date, or I'm talking about something serious, but I've not done any research on it. And you'll get a random little conversation out of me on a stream about it. But, did I already do this one? I did. I'm going way too slow. I need to find a more efficient way of doing this, because this is very slow. It's only like when I'm making casual conversations. And you're right, though, that those are still valuable for WP2. I think they totally should be valuable for WP2. Like, why not? So, it would be nice to put them to use. But, you know, the ones that went on WP1, they were against the grain, sure, but people loved that they were against the grain. Lots of people really were into them. Lots of people have sense, even if they watch me, even you, dear viewer, in my chat right now, you might have a sense of humor. God knows I don't indulge that part of you. I don't try and inflame your sense of humor in any way. But Dark can come along, do an edit, and then it turns out that people like, you know, fucking pictures of, you know, emoting faces and meanies and stuff, and it's all good. So, you know, that people like that. They liked that it was against the grain. God, I hate just looking off to the left. When I look off to the left, as in towards the city, through the walls, the marker pack just explodes me with purple. And I'm like, which one is close enough that it might be a part of the district I'm currently in? It's just so hard to tell. Doesn't look like any are on the high roads, by the way, or in the upper city. I guess that makes sense. You wouldn't have an orphan in the upper city. Okay, so now we're back. The race is in progress. 6 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go on foot now. Okay, so I think the on-foot achievement, to get it, you need to do it in less than 5 minutes. Oh my god, I'm a fool. Maybe we do that on Thief. Yeah, I'm going to do that on Thief. We'll do the foot race later. We'll do it on Thief. For now, let's go this way. Also, I ran in the wrong direction, if anyone wants to guess why. Yeah, we already did you. It's because I started following the map completion trail from Taco. Which happens to line up where the race starts, but puts you in a completely different direction. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Cougar, if it's doable with just like swiftness and no ports. But I think I'd rather just to feel safe, especially with that shit full start we just did there. Since I went in the wrong direction, that was the change of plans right there when I went in the wrong direction. A lot of active effects on us right now. How can I see Taco without it shown on Twitch? Well, Taco is overlay software, so depending on the way in which a streamer chooses to capture their game footage and feed it into OBS, will change. So if I tell OBS that I just want a 1-for-1 replication of my monitor, then you would see Taco. But then you'd also see when I press start or when I alt-tab to my internet browser or flick open a random notepad file, you'd see all of that stuff too, which I don't really like the idea of. So, and I'm not sure whether it's actually as good for FPS or quality for you in that case. The red on this die is very festive, don't you guys think? So I just choose to pick up the game itself, and therefore overlays don't appear with it. This is the only overlay I think I've ever used for Guild Wars. That's a lie. I have used other ones and made weird videos about them. Does anyone remember the other thing that was a bit like Taco? And it was about map complete, but it was long before Taco got popular. And I did a video about it. There was some really nasty reception to that video. People fucking hated the idea. Oh, almost ended up on the map completion trail again. People hated the idea of an overlay that just sort of invalidates map comp. It's a weird thing. It's a discussion that I think it's interesting to me how angry people get about it. But basically what this was, guys, is it was a tool that drew a line out in front of you and you followed the line, and the line would take you to all the vistas and all the POIs and all the hearts and all that stuff on the map. Okay, so that's daily done there, which is good as well. And so, in that way, it made map comp a doddle. And for a player that you might imagine, and perhaps many more of you have more empathy for this now in 2019, for a player on their 10th map comp, the actual precise positioning of where one POI is versus one Vista is versus one waypoint is kind of arbitrary. There's obviously no challenge in it. It's obviously a completely, you know, irrelevant part of the game. Map comp for you at that point is basically just a time sink, particularly with the power creep and all that in tow too of the game. You can't really argue otherwise. And it's tedious to do map comp that many times. But you might still be doing it because you're going really hardcore with your legendaries or whatever. And so then a tool like that just makes it this relaxed experience. There are some in the upper city. I'm going up there now. A tool that makes it a really relaxed experience, so you just follow a line. There was some appeal there. So anyway, I covered this tool. It didn't do anything but disseminate information. Information that you may have already had in your brain from all the map comps you'd already done. Information you may have got from Wiki. It just smoothed the game experience. But a good chunk, and I would actually say the majority of feedback I got on that video was really aggressive. Not necessarily to me, a little bit to me, because why would you cover this and I hate this, right? But aggressive about the tool, more than me, about the tool. Like, why the fuck does this exist? This is bullshit. This is really stupid. And the argumentation being that it makes the game, it's cheating, or it makes the game too easy, or it's like, why are you still playing the game at this point if you just want it to be as simple as following a line? And I think all of that stuff's reasonable at first glance, but it's also just kind of crazy to me that what you kind of have there is a casual mindset arguing for something very arbitrary in the false understanding that they think it makes the game more hardcore, right? It's really interesting to me that people were so lacking in empathy to see the other side, right? That they were so ubiquitously, like, pissed off that this thing about an arbitrary fucking part of the game. Because what you gotta understand, a tool like that is not really... If you have the opinion that the specific navigation of walking around Corteria and following the content guide instead of a line, if you are of the opinion that that is valid gameplay and that means anything, you've probably not done map comp much. You're probably quite casual at the game. You've probably got like 1 or 2 gifts of exploration, maybe 2 or 4 gifts of exploration, maybe 6 or 8, right? You've probably done map comp a few times, and there's elements of map comp you think are valuable that they're just not, because you've not done it that much. So you're more casual and you don't see the appeal of it, but you argue against it on the grounds that it's not hardcore enough or something, right? That it's making the game too easy. When you're the one that isn't engaging with the game as deeply as the people who want this thing. And it's just really interesting to me how blind the detractors of that software were to that simple fact, you know? Because to me, it's like, I can see what those people are saying at first glance. I can see why it seems a bit iffy, and you kind of want to turn your nose up it. But then I can also genuinely take about 30 seconds to think the whole story through, and think of who this is value for, and think of whether this really removes gameplay. And I'm okay with it. I'm like, yeah, it's not bad, and thus I made the video. But a lot of people couldn't do that 30 seconds. They just couldn't figure that bit out. Nowadays, with Taco as popular as it is, and the game being a bit older, therefore more of the casuals have spent more time in map comp and probably starting to feel the sting in the same way. Probably people are a lot more sympathetic to it. But not back then they weren't. Alright, so here's the thing. I've done really badly on this, because we already had like 2 at the start of the day. I'm missing 4. I didn't even get 5 AP from it. I don't know where any of the other orphans are, honestly. I don't think there's any on any high bridges. I could only find the 2 in the center. There might be one at the entrance of the city. Might. I really want those extra 4. I got no idea anymore. We did do every single district, right? We circled the whole map. We got you. We got you there. Who else is like level with me? I don't remember going to the entrance of the map, and it looks like there might be one over there. So let me just... No, didn't we just do this while I was rambling? We did, didn't we? This orphan over on the left. You. No, we didn't do you. Alright, there you go. There's one at the entrance to the city. So maybe on the extreme edges, there's a few more of them. So again, having that moment where I realise I need to bind my sky scale. We're just back in here now, and I'm sure that I already got this kid here. Yeah. Alright, well, we probably missed like 3 or 4. It's still enough to get it in the 6-day window instead of the 5, so I'm still alright. I'm still alright with how it's gone. Not too upset. What's this, Jerry? If Taco showed you just where stuff like nodes and map comp stuff was, I'd have no issues. But when it fringes on achievements and ruins the intended design of find them achievements, then I disagree with Taco. Taco is this really, really interesting thing where it does sit in that middle ground, where there's definitely sides of it where it's like you kind of want to turn your nose up to them. like, I've mentioned this a few times before, and I've never really been able to articulate the whole discussion in a great way. But video game design is really getting tampered with by the existence of the internet. We had that big Buildcraft discussion the other day, and it's kind of somewhat related to what I'm talking about here. But it's like, you can't really have stuff in games that's hidden in fairly easy ways anymore, because that information just leaks out and gets spread, and people are just constantly looking for guides and constantly looking for that extra you know, those extra sources of information to get through whatever they're trying to do. And they find the stuff straight away, but they didn't find it, they just read about it, they just saw it on a YouTube video, and now they've got the thing. And in that world where basically everyone has a cheat book, right? Because like before, right up to the mid-2000s, that wasn't the case. That wasn't how things were. You kind of needed to buy like a magazine or a guidebook or a cheat book to know all those little hidden secrets, or to have these like really excited, cool, snatch at these interesting conversations with your friends at school for brief moments, and then maybe you can verify what they're talking about. And there's still some sense of like hearsay. There's still some sense of Chinese whispers. There's still some magic to it. There's still some exploration. But a lot of that shit just doesn't work anymore, especially in games that are built into their significant online presences, like MMOs. Like, there's an expectation you're always online with an MMO. So the understanding is anyone playing Guild Wars 2 is always quarter of a second away from being on Google. They just have to alt-tab and they're on Google, and they can. So what value is a lot of that stuff now? And people are so quick to look at information, and they'll look at not just like nuggets of information, they'll look at really in-depth shit as well. They'll look at like full build guides, they'll look at big stuff just to invalidate huge chunks of gaming. And Taco is that, you know, when there's like a weird achievement where it's like, okay, this achievement requires you to find all the Masart tokens on the map, and they're all hidden in different locations. Is Taco really that different to going to the wiki and looking at all the locations of the coins there? And isn't the expectation now of games that people are looking at the wiki? Aren't devs now basically just accepting that that's what happens and leaving it? Right, so what do we want to grind next? Because if the devs are expecting you to go to wiki to look at the coins anyway, then what's the harm if that wiki information is repackaged into an overlay? It's only a small step, you know? It's only a little, and it's not really about the overlay, I think. It's about just the broad theatre of internet communication tampering with game design. And devs kind of have to figure that stuff out. The only things I get AP from is the race, doing dailies, finding more orphans, but I can't find any more. Okay, songs. I don't want to do songs on stream. The problem with I just don't want to do the songs on stream. I'm really sorry, guys. Let's do the Infinirarium. I'm in a squad. Let's do the Infinirarium. Oh, is this for the strike mission, is it? Let's do the strike mission then. Secret lair? That might ding something for me. Are some of them already in there? No. I mean, I'll happily do the secret lair. Yeah, alright, let's do it. Let's do it, why not? I'm going in. So this is the new strike mission variant of it. I'm actually going to double record here because I can put this into my YouTube video version. Looks like we got another mail here. Holy shit, 100 gold. You're a god. You're a god. Abaddon's apprentice. Hail X Sunspear. Am I an X Sunspear? I require assistance. 250 years ago, after a battle between my Marganite brothers and the Sunspear scum, halting my master's rise and stealing his strength, the only place we could read and appreciate his scriptures, his words, his story, while getting my ass kicked by Shiro at the Temple of the Six Gods. Is there anywhere else I can find my master's story in this false future of Cormier's lies? Hail Abaddon. Actually, there's not. I think that is the one place in the game that you can read the full thing, and it is at the end of Gate of Madness. It is in the temple mission where Shiro is fighting you and the Undying Lich is fighting you. The main recommendation I would have for you is pull Shiro out early, kill him, and just leave Kill Bronn alive in there. The way that the bonus works, a lot of people do that anyway, right? So, like, that whole bit of the mission is really weird because it's like you're meant to be juggling the boss fight with the bonus and so on. So, yeah, you just read the scriptures there. And I would have just Vizier Kill Bronn up on his own, and he's not so much of a threat. If you have shit like, you know, Protective Spirit and whatnot, Shelter actually is probably the better thing, the Spirit Shelter. You sort of, he attacks kind of slow, and he's got very specific animations, and he's supposed to do big single hits. Well, Shiro does lots of rapid, smaller ones, right? But you can invalidate that quite easily in Guild Wars 1. So, yeah, and then you can read the inscription. If you go to look at my Let's Play of Guild Wars 1, you'll see I had the same problem at the end of Nightfall. I'm, like, trying to read the scriptures and be all intense and lore about it, but I'm also kiting a fucking boss fight at the same time, which makes it really hard. So, yeah, sorry, that's the only place you can do it. Marganite Anna Dabi, what an amazing name. Abaddon's Apprentice, I love it. Everything about this. And thank you for the 100 gold. Thank you. Okay, what was this as well? Flamengo Maelstrom. Hey, WP. On your streams, you mentioned you would like to finish the antique skins before you do the account tour. Maybe you get lucky and find some charged quartz crystals in these gifts. Remind me to do that. Oh, okay. And now also, now this here, XOXOX. I'm guessing this is Ada. Ada, I don't know what to tell you. We already have the club chair. I'm guessing you saw the white text a few streams ago. We got the club chair really quickly. So this is actually... I can't do anything with this. So here, what I want you to do, Ada, is take a clip of this exact moment. Here I am accepting the chair. Here I am deleting the chair. Because I already have it. I can't... So I'm going to delete the chair. And now you can show this clip to support as proof that I've deleted it. And they'll refund you. So I'm really sorry. I love the sentiment, but you should get your gems back and spend them on yourself. Thank you very much. That's a lovely idea. Also, Daviel on acid. Ho ho. 2 rimmed things. That was 23 hours ago. That was the end of yesterday's stream. I don't know if you're here at the moment, Daviel, but thank you, man. Oh god, and I haven't done that guy's guild app. He sent that yesterday as well, and I haven't got to him yet. All right. So rhymed longbow, which looks like so. Pretty nice. And then the rhymed mace, which looks like so. Very, very intricate. I guess not more intricate than the Silvari one, but maybe so. And there you go. So that's more rhymed stuff. All right. What do I probably know on lightning flash? Or let's run Glyph of Storms, I guess. All right. Let's put dialogue on. Let's enjoy the secret lair of the snowman.
Little help here? Just throw a couple snowballs at me, please. And thank you.
Alright, someone had to leave. Alright, let's throw the snowball. Special action snowballs. It's healing them up. Reminds me of FFX 2, made to sell guides. If you can't fight it, design for it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, FFX 2 is a beautiful example.
More like it. I was on my way to find help for Freezy. A broken heart has turned his snowy joy to cruel ice. We've got to thaw his heart and give him back the cheer of Winter's Day.
It's a perfect example. It's probably one of the last of its kind, you know? It's an early to mid 2000s game that was built really deeply on that whole, like, let's just have a bunch of super obscure shit all over the game, and you're not going to be able to get the 100% ending. Some games still go for stuff like that, right? But it always just feels a bit off now to me. It just feels like it just doesn't work anymore. It feels like that whole, like, side of the of gaming is just somehow, like, broken. I feel like the way we think about games and identify games and consume games is a bit primitive and a bit arbitrary, right? We like have these very basic genre tags. this is an MMORPG. But, like, there's a million different experiences you could have within an MMORPG and what that actually means, right? That's one example. And one thing that might be missing is some kind of genre tag that we just don't have as like the gaming community, the gaming review community, the gaming coverage. Like, people just haven't, like, figured it out. But there needs to be some kind of tag that would identify a game as a game that embraces these kinds of philosophies. And therefore, consumers can look at that tag before they pick it up, and they can say, oh, a part of the game is finding out obscure shit. And if I really want to enjoy this, I need to resist Googling, right? There needs to be, like, that immediate understanding there. That, like, okay, is this a game where they're happy for me to Google everything? Are they expecting me to Google everything? Because I'm going to. Or is it a game where they're saying, all right, please don't Google everything. The joy of our game is finding these secrets. Don't Google it all straight away, you know. There's currently no, like, clear way to differentiate what, you know, and this kind of stuff could exist within shooters. It could exist within RPGs, any genre you like, right? So it's just like we're missing that little thing, you know. It's just one of those little things that it just feels like, you know, we're not quite there. You know, gaming as an art form, as a media form, it's not that old, right? And it's not all figured out. And especially as something that flourished right as the internet started flourishing, I feel like that's a point that it's a little bit confused on. But it would be kind of nice to live in a world where we kind of have this immediate understanding of, oh, this is a, I don't know what the phrase would be, but this is an X game. Okay, so I won't Google. I know that I'm going to have more fun with this game not Googling. It's made for that. Or, oh, this is a Y game. This game, they know I'm going to Google, all right? So, like, a very clean and easy Y game would be pretty much any competitive game. If you want to be competitive, if you want to be the best, you're going to look at what the community is talking about, and you're going to look at what the other people are running, and you're going to conform to that, and then try to tweak it to do it better. But there is an immediate expectation that you're copying from other people. There's an immediate expectation that you're looking at builds. When you go into League of Legends, there's an expectation that you're looking at some kind of build guide or whatever. I mean, hell, the fucking, for competitive games, was kind of beautiful, and this leaks into PvE stuff as well, obviously, for some. What's kind of beautiful is devs even being informed by the audience. It's the other way around.
Let's crack his cold shell and heal my friend. Come, face the greatest snowman ever made.
Like with Guild Wars, like those default builds that they had, which just got removed with build templates, but the default build system, the idea of those when they came in was ArenaNet looked at what was meta, what players were running. They never dictated that. The players figured that out, and then the devs added in-game default builds that reflected somewhat the meta, and they were going to update them as the years went by. Never really did that much. I think they only updated them twice. But, you know, so that's, you know, that's a complete other side of the pendulum now, isn't it? So, actually, my point might be a bit confused labouring that, but you get what I mean. So, being able to tell at a glance what the dev's intent is really important, I think. The developer intent and that, like, conversation between a dev and the player as you experience the game is really important to me. Like, I saw, while I was grinding giants in the Desolation yesterday, when I was getting up to this 63%, some guy was raging in chat because he was trying to map comp the Desolation, and he had, like, some issue. And then, like, 5 minutes later, he said, oh my god, and now I can't get this mastery point because it requires a sky scale. Okay. Actually, I don't think he said sky scale. I do think he said, to give him credit, I think he said griffin.
Quick, use these to heal his heart. No, I need the bitter ice. Minions, restore me.
So he was mad that he needed the griffin to do. And now I can't think of any desolation challenges that you need a griffin for. Maybe there's some. Mastery points, sorry. I know that there's definitely, the Tomb of the Primeval Kings has what's supposed to be a griffin thing, but you can cheese it. Anyway, he was, like, pissed off. And I just said to him, well, just so come back later. Because that's what the devs want you to do. Like, respect what is the obvious design here. You can't be mad at the game because you're used to full completing every map you go to instantly, and now you can't. Like, the devs obviously think it'll be more fun to play into the mastery system. Like, but that's kind of the level we're at, you know. I think a lot of people don't think about developer intent at all. They just get mad if they can't do the thing they want to do. But to me, developer intent is almost everything. Yeah, I remember that game recommendation, Doug. I still don't really think I'll play it, but... Yeah, Secret World's a good one for this topic, definitely. It hit that MMO space as well, because Secret World, I've never played it, but I've heard of it many times. It's basically got quests that are... I don't want to say they're trivia, right? But the quests, like, require, like, knowledge about, like, IRL fairy tales and shit, don't they? Or IRL mysteries, or IRL, like, fantasy phenomena. And there's, like, an accepted understanding immediately that... Well, hold on. What's the accepted understanding with Secret World? Is the understanding that players aren't going to know that off the bat, so they need to be googling and doing their own research on Wiki to beat the game? They're indulging in that, or is it please don't Google because it will break the game? Which one is it for Secret World? I love this snowflake raid tail on the ground.
Use these to heal his heart. No, I need the bitter ice. Minions, restore me.
This feels way easier than when I did it before. Getting to the Freezy, anyway. Maybe it's because I was soloing it before, or duoing, or just low money. Secret World is long dead. I don't really know what Secret World did for like its social elements, I have to admit.
What have you done? My heart feels...
What directions are you going? Tempest is pretty nice here. The stun break, like... Oh shit, it swapped directions. I suppose if I say on the other side of the clock, it will never really do much damage. What's the giant snowball mechanic again?
Freeze over!
Should have used air glyph already. Oh, I don't remember this either. I don't remember this phase where he pulls you back. Is he in range of my overload? I'm not sure that he is. I'm going to stay for Phoenix. I know it's a little bit long. Staying for Phoenix means I also stay for the air overload, which also means I stay for the last Dragon's Tooth. Now finally we swap. Don't need to heat sink because we've got lots of might. Swap to Earth here for a quick Earth 5 and 4, then back in. Toggle into fire again afterwards. 5, 3. I guess I'll fire it later. Lightning Orb is ready. I probably should have stayed in Lightning Orb before I left the attunement, but... Yeah, this boss fight is probably just a little bit long for how easy it is. But maybe, you know, I can't really assess that yet because I've only played it under one comp. Also, I'm not even doing the mechanic yet. Need to throw the snowballs at his heart to warm him up. It's weird, since we're healing him with frost, shouldn't these...
Oh, I see you'd like to play. Friends, thank you for mending my heart. Sorry for being such a jerk. It feels good to be all snow again. I'm full of winter's day joy, and it's time to share it round.
Cool. Oh, dude, this guy... You're watching the... Oh, it was Cougar. Cougar, you were the warrior from earlier. Dude, so wait, did you aggro the stuff? Yeah, there's a couple of achievements at the end here. A friend loved a quest where he installed a program on his iPhone to translate Morse code. If you want to work the secret world puzzles, there they are. They are there. Well, okay, but here's the question. You can obviously do all of that, but can you just skip all that by just Googling the answer? Alright, I don't need to do pure bones and stuff again, right? It's already done for the year, right? Though I'm not sure where it would have listed it. I did think it was the giants in the desolation earlier. When I logged into the desolation and I was getting attacked by like a giant and I was getting attacked by like 4 other mobs, even though I was in the safe spot. But you were standing nearby. Fuck. Can't glide in here. Forgot about that. Jerry says, of course you can, but why would you? Where's the joy of actually solving something? No, I understand. I understand. Don't worry. I'm not saying that that's what people should do. That's the whole discussion. Do you get what we've been talking about? I just didn't know whether Secret World took measures against that or just said fuck it and tried to ignore that can happen. Thank you very much. Oh, you were just AFK. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, I thought it was weird that there was a Knight of the Arena AFK in the desolation. Well, I mean, I'm interacting, it's giving me might, it doesn't really do anything else. Yeah, I think we already had that. Okay, that's good. Let's see if the race came back up. I didn't recognize you. No, I didn't recognize you. Even right now, what's your character name? Wasn't it Crush something? You've had a few character names,
Hooray! It's
Crush
Winter's
Fruit
Day!
Blade. Yeah. I remember the word crush now. Is that better? Does that redeem it? I just thought it was a mysterious player of the desolation. Because people do tend to be in that spot a lot. You can do the adventure instead of the race for the achievements. Ah, can you now? That's beautiful. Well, look, the race is up. Let's see. Is there time to do it on foot? No, it ends in 1 minute. All right, let's just do the adventure version of it then. So we can do it on foot, can we? Let's just put Signet of Air on. I know I'm air specialized, so I could just sit in air attunement. And we'll put Lightning Flash on. And we'll just run like this and see what we end up with. Yeah? WP, will I see Star Wars? I don't really care to, no. I mean, I probably will, eventually. The Star Wars movies are just about good enough to be entertaining enough to justify watching. And since everyone likes talking about them so much, I tend to find I do end up watching them. But they're not really anything more or anything less than that to me. I tend to forget the final plot details as well between them. I'm like the ultimate like casual. I think genuinely, my experience with Star Wars, like if there's any big Star Wars fans out there who are interested in what like casual Star Wars viewers are like, that's me. I'm like the like vaguely interested mother, right? The like sort of cares but doesn't really that much. And just isn't really that enthusiastic, isn't passionate. I'm like that almost blank slate. I'm probably who they think about in the writer's room. You know. The everyman. Okay, so the race ended, but we still have the orbs because we're in the adventure. I was wondering what was going to happen with that. Yeah, like, as much as I don't adore Star Wars, I also don't hate any of the Star Wars. Like, I almost get scared to say it because people are so fucking insane. But, I thought Last Jedi was alright. Until, like, the very last act and some of the last stuff, which seemed a bit unnecessary and seemed a bit like it did a bit of a disservice to the earlier movies and some of the characters, right? I won't go into any more details than that, I suppose. But aside from that, I actually thought I was really entertained by that movie, and I actually thought it was quite arty in some ways as well. It was going in some directions that weren't tropey, and I really appreciated it. So I didn't hate the movie, I didn't loathe the movie, but you read about that movie and people are like nutters about it, like truly insane about it. And yeah, Rogue, the Han Solo film as well. It's like a 6 out of 10. Like every single Star Wars is a 6 out of 10. Every single Star Wars. Someone's gonna listen to me say that and think, oh, this fucking uncultured moron or whatever. But genuinely, that's how I feel. They're all like 6 out of 10. Maybe the original trilogy is a little bit higher,
like
and maybe I value the prequel trilogy
Hope you like it.
more weirdly because there's like nostalgia there, even though when I view them as adults, they're clearly bad. But also, the prequel trilogy did a ton of stuff. As bad as the screenwriting was, the prequel trilogy visually and like in terms of toys and in terms of like different kinds of things that you see, did a lot to expand Star Wars. And when we think Star Wars, a lot of the stuff you think wasn't introduced in the original trilogy. It was introduced in the prequel trilogy. So like it contributed a lot to the texture of Star Wars, which I credit. But they're all like 6 out of 10s. That's what Star Wars is. Maybe you'll get a 7. I'm glad to see you agree, Androids. I'm really glad. Despite the awful dialogue, you unironically think episode 3 was the best? Well, I remember when 3 came out, I was definitely moved by it. When it first came out, I do remember, but I have to say I wasn't as savvy, let's put it that way. You love the universe, you think the movies are trash? So there's something about the setting that never really catches me either. I got really into sci-fi in the past like 3-4 years of my life. I really like a lot of sci-fi.
What? You're mad
Some
that she's not
sci-fi
married
gives
and
me a
pregnant?
real
She's
sense
your
of like
queen,
wonder and
100%.
grandeur and excitement for the future, or hope or fear, and like there's just some really sci-fi is really epic. It might even be, to be honest, it might be my favorite form of fantasy. I just don't engage with it enough to really let that flourish into some big part of my life. Dude, what? Did we lag out? Did I miss an orb? It's not doing it. Come on! 11 seconds? What do I do? What do I do? Dude, it's running out! It's running out! Oh my god, are you serious? What the way? Is this because I'm talking about Star Wars? Some devs watching. I like Star Wars. Fuck this guy. What is this? Anyway, yeah, I really like a lot of sci-fi, but Star Wars doesn't capture me. Star Wars feels really artificial to me. It feels like it's too easy to see that things are there just so that they can merchandise them. It's too fanciful. It's too kiddie in some ways, you know. There's something about like the idea, whether you like the whole midichlorians thing or whether you ascribe to the more like mystical, magical foundations of the franchise. The whole like get up of the Force and basically magic samurais and stuff, I just don't care for that much. I don't really get a sense of depth in Star Wars. Not from the movies. I mean, someone's going to say the extended universe is amazing and is the best thing, blah, 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 and that's where it really all comes together, and I'm sure it does, but as someone that hasn't really engaged with all those sides, the films themselves don't inspire me to really get into that setting. That setting doesn't seem that exciting to me. It seems like really like, I don't know, just a bit too kiddie, a bit too plastic, a bit too shallow. Star Wars isn't sci-fi, it's space opera, space fantasy. I literally don't know the distinction. I don't know that that's a meaningful distinction to make. That sounds like pedantry to me. It strikes me that something could be a space opera or space fantasy, and that's basically a subsection within sci-fi, but to say it's not seems a bit fucking... It literally ticks all the boxes. Alright, well this is clearly not working. So we try again, I guess? What am I going to rant about this time?
I can accept the
We don't have 6 out of 7 yet. This is only going to put... This is... We're on your 5, so this will put us to 6. Not sure what that last one's going to be.
Bring me your gently used gold coins and half-full ale mugs.
No, I don't hate Lord of the Rings. I very much enjoyed Lord of the Rings. I don't think the books are that good. I think they're really weighty. I only listened to the books on audiobook. I didn't actually read them, admittedly. But I think it's better that I listen to them on audiobook because there's so much, like, really, like, eloquent and, like, confusing and dense names and stuff that having someone actually articulate them to you out loud kind of helps you get a sense of them better, I think, than trying to imagine all these pronunciations for these fake languages that were so lovingly made. But yeah, I think Lord of the Rings, the books are really good. They're definitely bagged down a bit, but there's a section of the books that I really, really, really enjoyed. You know, as just any general fan of fantasy in the West, you've got to credit Tolkien at some point, right? And I think Jackson's interpretation of the books and the films, I think that initial film trilogy is one of the best film trilogies I've ever watched in my life. I think they're really phenomenal. So, yeah. I wasn't into Jackson's Hobbit movies. I thought they were shite. I haven't really watched any other... you know, I haven't seen the old TV shows and stuff. I haven't played many of the games. I haven't read shit like the Silmarillion, so I don't really know the lore super deep. It's kind of a franchise to me that... see, that one, I am compelled by the setting, but... whenever I read, like, wiki summaries... I mean, here's the thing. I've gone to the extent of reading wiki summaries and stuff. But whenever I try and read deeper about, like, Middle-earth and its creation and all the extra lore, it really seems very, very dense. Or there's something, like... there's something about it that I can't attack. I can't, like, digest easily. So I just kind of sit feeling a little bit unsatisfied. I'm not sure what that is. Does anyone else get that with the Lord of the Rings stuff?
Jobs in the city.
Like, you read about, like, the song that created them all and, like, what their version of God is and, like, the Maya that got created and the... what was the Iluvatar or something? You read about all this shit and it just, I don't know. And about how the Balrog is basically like a cousin of Morgoth or something, or... not Morgoth, the guy that Morgoth made. Sauron? Did he make Sauron? I can't remember. Anyway. There's something indigestible about it, and I always just sort of think, I'll leave it there. I don't need all this to enjoy that movie trilogy. And the books that I read. And the Hobbit book is nice as well. That was something I had my father read to me as a little boy. And I think I don't care about kids really, or having kids, but I reckon if I did have a kid, I'd probably read them The Hobbit. I quite cherish that memory. Yeah, maybe it's just because it's so heavy and it slumps it all on you instantly. I mean, it feels very authentic. I will give it that. You know, there is the real illusion of authenticity there. It really feels like, oh, everything's figured out, everything's there. There are no holes. It's like this perfect, immaculate, like, understandable creation. But you get slumped and, like, punched in the face with all the information very quickly, so it's hard to get down. Yeah, and there's something about the fact that it's all very unnecessary. And a part of the Lord of the Rings and a part of Middle-earth as a setting is that you don't need to know the rest. It's just that suggestion that the rest is there. But that's true for any really well-crafted fantasy universe, right? An author's job isn't really to make all that background information. It's just to make it feel like that background information is there. And to that extent, Lord of the Rings does fine. Dude, what? Okay, we got it this time. Okay. So then there's Ula's rival, which we can now grind out as well. And with that done, I think we will be finished with. Oh no, but that's not an annual thing, right? Okay, annual festival automaton. Defeat Tox in Tix's Infinirarium. All right, I'm gonna make a party if you guys want to do this with me. We're gonna go back into the Infinirarium, but unlike Toy Pocalypse, oh, we TP'd. We're going to be on our actual builds here, and we're going to be actually fighting things. So, it should be fun. Just join on me, guys. Just type /join lists. I'm on EU at the moment, and we will do the Infinirarium with all the toys going crazy. And I'm looking forward to this, because this takes you to the upper areas of the Infinirarium. Look, I've got that experience right now that I used to get lots in video games. See, the pace that I used to consume games was so much slower. Before I could Google everything and figure stuff out... do it again, guys. The party broke. Do it again. Before I could do everything instantly by just, like, Googling, and before, like, all the design became really fucking ADD, like, super quick, you used to spend, like, hours, like, just wandering around on, like, one map on a game. And, yeah, it was kind of frustrating or whatever, but you also built a connection to them. And you don't really get that anymore. Anyway, why that's relevant right now is because I've genuinely spent... I mean, I've very much undersold how much grinding I've done in Toy Pocalypse. I've probably done 10 to maybe 12 hours of Toy Pocalypse grinding over the past 24 hours. Like, I've been flat out Toy Pocalypse, alright? So I've spent a fuck ton of time in that Infinirarium room. And the whole time you're in there, you can't go up on that glass ceiling. And there's no reason to go around the edges, really, and really explore the place. So I've been looking at it, and now I get to go to those places, and I'm really excited to go to them. Because they've literally been hanging over my head the whole time. And now I'm going to be able to go up on the glass, and it's so pretty in there, and it's so cool. And I'm looking forward to that. Now, that feeling I currently have of like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to these places, and I know I'm going to have fun in there right now. I know I am. That feeling I so rarely get from contemporary gaming. Because everything's way faster, and everything's so much more bypassable, and everything's so much quicker to figure out just because of the internet. And because I, like everyone else, have no self-control. You know, you just got to understand that about people. So, despite my greater enjoyment in the long run, I will always invalidate that in the pursuit of efficiency in the short term. Why is the potato sad? Yeah, we should change the potato. It's Christmas, right? Let's change it to a Christmas cam. I think I have some fan cams from you guys from Christmas. I haven't had one submitted for many moons. It's okay. I mean, I've got so many, but I don't know what one is titled as a Christmas cam. Let me see if I can browse in Windows instead of in OBS and get a video preview. And from the thumbnail, maybe I can see.
Bexa, Thor, Tina, Tommy, Tularoo.
Twitch, media, potato cam, fan cams, view, thumbnails, large. Anyone got a Christmassy one for me? Yes, there is. Oh, dude, there's a name I haven't seen for a while. Is Fat SFFAU still watching? That bums me out. Someone that I've ultimately bored. If he's still around, SFFAU, I still got your cam, man. Alright, there you go, cool. Yeah, I'll accept him, Lily. If anyone submits something like that, I'll fucking hook him up. For sure I will.
Assembly process.
Alright.
Accelerating.
So, collect presents for the toy princesses. Alright, let's just go, I guess. I gotta do this once a year. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. I am the Elder Dragon. It's weird, the animations seem totally broken. Oh no, they're not. I'm just not doing enough damage to break them. Beautiful. Late to the stream, what did you miss? Quite a lot, actually. Quite a lot. We've gone through quite the ringer of topics. D&D lore is pretty deep and has some cool shit. So, when did D&D first, like, get published, or, like... Because there's different editions, right? Did the different editions of D&D just change the rule set? Or did they also change the lore in some way? Are there, like, some kind of compendiums you can read about D&D lore that, like, get you into just the setting, you know?
We got company.
Okay, so Darg is saying it's inherent sci-fi that you address the science of the fiction. Is it? I disagree with you already. Space fantasy is a fantasy. You might feel that I'm not in a place to disagree, and I get that. Space fantasy is a fantasy action tropes in a space setting. It's about the themes you address and the tropes you use. No, I'm well aware. All of this is. I'm well aware. I'm not dummy. That's all pretty self-evident. That still doesn't explain what I said, which is that surely something could be both. And I would describe space operas as a subsection of sci-fi. Anyway, to give your full message a read. If Star Wars was sci-fi, it would better slot into your criticisms because it's profoundly shallow. But that's not what's supposed to be enjoyed that way. That'd be like reading Joyce the way you read Harry Potter. It's not how it was meant to be consumed.
Grit, I'm hit.
You're trying to tell me that they were never trying to make anything deep, so to ask Star Wars to be deep is wrong. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's fair, if that's your perspective on critique. But I'm just speaking from my own personal experience of why I don't enjoy it as much as I otherwise would. And I think that's still a valid comment in that headspace. Let's get the FGS back on. So this guy's holding the gift. So we kill him, he drops it, we pick it up, and then we can go hand it in. Because I haven't actually handed one of these in just yet.
Many scripts, help!
And yeah, I'm trying to think of any examples of Star Wars going to any kind of lengths to explain its sciencey elements. And it's funny, the only thing I can ever really imagine them trying to explain is their mystical elements, which is maybe a case in point for you there, really. All right, so we get the plasma paint cannon. Color unpainted princess dolls. Look at this. Oh, it's so good. No, but where are they though? That's the question. Here's one.
I have the most exciting apprenticeship of all my peers.
All prices are non-negotiable.
Have you come to ask me about the toys? I hope you have. I love talking about the toys. I work on them, you know. Bona fide apprentice right here. All right, tell me about the toys. Diggs can make toys from almost any material and in any style. He likes to make the toys that resonate with their owners, so he customizes designs for different cultures. What's the process?
Sometimes I forget
Each toy
Fox
goes
is
through
a
design, initial implementation,
Sure,
rigorous
speech is
testing, and then
stilted,
final
but
polish.
so is
The toys for
Grog.
this year's Winter's Day are going to be the best. I'm so excited. They're the same every year. Oh god, I just replaced my gun with unstable gifts. I'm not sure what unstable gifts are for.
Winter's Day means more work.
There's a guy called Grub. Let's get on the teleporter. Oh yeah! There'll be an event up here later. I feel like my graphics aren't fully set up. I feel like this doesn't look as pretty as it usually does. Like not as crisp, like some of the textures don't look like what they should. But we are on high textures.
Crisis in progress.
Everything's there. Alright. Retake the Princess Doll's Hamlet from the script.
No meanies. You give, we take. It's Winter's Day.
So basically, I think the best argument I can see for what you guys are saying in chat is science fiction, right? If you look at the actual phrasing of the genre, the word science is there. So therefore, for something to be belonging to that genre, it has to have the science as a focus. And Star Wars doesn't focus on its science. My counter argument to that, okay, is that yeah, I'm sure for a lot of nerds, well rehearsed in, you know, fantasy franchises set in space on spaceships and so on, that the sciencey elements of the fact that this is a futuristic society that can manipulate lasers and hover vehicles and all that stuff, that might be so familiar to you as to be banal now, as to be completely unworthy of looking at. You know, that skin of Star Wars is like meaningless to you. But I would say that it does have a scientific skin. It has that futuristic, technological base to it. That while for a lot of you nerds, you kind of ignore that and you gloss over it and you say, well, it doesn't affect the screenwriting in many ways or whatever, I would still say a significant part of what Star Wars is, it's that futuristic, sciencey kind of thing that it's being sold on. That it is still a big part, even if it's not necessarily there in the screenwriting. It is there in the aesthetic. It is there in the setting. It is baked into it. And I think just from that alone, I would still call it sci-fi.
Congratulations, you are victorious.
Because I think that is a prominent element of Star Wars to a lot of people, to a lot of consumers, a lot of people who watch it. That is a big takeaway from them. The magic of being transported to another world, another many worlds, another universe, a galaxy far away that doesn't feel like home anymore. That has that kind of sciencey, like, and especially if you think about its original release. So that would be my counter argument. I don't think it's a very strong counter argument, but yeah.
Warning. Attention.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that for something to be sci-fi, it has to be about what question it's specifically asking, and it has to be something rooted. I mean, what's a sci-fi question? Basically, like high concept philosophical things or things about man's interaction with machine, right? Like, that's not actually a very broad range. I think that's wrong as well. Yeah, I agree with Quick-Beamed. Quick-Beamed probably put it best there. That saying it's sci-fi isn't wrong. It's just not as accurate as you can be. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. I think the distinction between sci-fi and space opera is meaningless to the average casual moviegoer, going consumer. I think you can more accurately depict what Star Wars is to a prospective viewer that has no idea about it by referring to it as sci-fi to them, rather than going into, oh, it's a space opera because, you know, the questions that it begs, and like, come on, that's you know, we're looking for a general marker of its being here. I answered your question, the D&D questions. Okay, dude, you did that new Twitch feature. You did the new Twitch feature. It got my attention instantly. Okay, part 1. Oh my god, the walls of text. So D&D is based in the same world. Whenever a new edition is released, like D&D 3.5 to D&D 4th, it's because the world lore has progressed in a way where the game world as new mechanics require new rules. For examples, in D&D 2nd edition, magic was extremely abundant and unlimited, but when one wizard used this unlimited magic to steal the title of God of Magic from the current god, he ended up killing the goddess of magic. This caused all the magic in the world to die. That's a pretty cool story. Because in D&D 2nd edition, magic was the foundation, was the base of all society, everyone came to collapse. So then when D&D 3rd edition came out, it was because the goddess of magic had been reborn, turned the magic back on. But she was so done with wizards breaking shit, she put a hard limit on magic. So mechanically speaking, In D&D 2nd edition, there was no spell limit on your spell strength, and in 3rd edition, they wanted to nerf wizards because they were too strong. So they made the 9th level spell the highest spells castable. Okay, so they do attempt to write in universe justifications for their mechanic changes. That's interesting. That's a massive range. It's why sci-fi is so popular. No, I agree. It is a fairly large range, but in the broader scope of anything you could ask ever in all of media, no, it's not a big range anymore.
Attention.
And I would also argue that sci-fi isn't that popular for average people. Had a bit of a resurgence maybe in the middle of the 2010s, but I think... Anyway, a lot of what I'm saying here is just my observations and feelings, which probably is irrelevant, right? I get that. I get that there is kind of a critical consensus and an academic consensus established that's probably really fucking snobby and pedantic about the difference between those two. But, you know, I'm just throwing a non-conformist viewpoint out there. Because it doesn't quite sit right with me, and I don't give a fuck. It's not that I deny it fully, or think I'm better than it. I just think it's interesting to discussion.
Attention. Unidentified stowaways detected near production unit.
You actually like the new Twitch stuff? You can use emotes? Yeah, you're not a sub of mine, but you can use my emote. I don't like it. You need to sub to use it. I did sound a bit like I meant that, didn't I? I like how you picked the Verata's Curse, by the way. I think that was Verata's Curse. Yeah. That's kind of a rarer one. We don't see people use that one much. If I die, they tend to do the resurrect one. I don't think it's right to say that the only way, that the way we base our entire understanding of film genres or whatever, you know, book, any genre for any kind of media, is to only look at the questions it poses. First of all, I think that's stupid because there's definitely content out there that doesn't try to pose any question. It poses the question, how can I make a lot of money? Right? And they're just literally the most mindless shit you can possibly throw out. And we have a name for that. It's called the action genre. Excuse me. I've been punished for my snobbery with a cough. Hopes for episode 2. I hope that the achievements they do are a little bit more meaty. Oh, I did do a meta. I haven't finished it, but I did do another meta, so I only need 4 more now. I'll find the time. I'll space them out somewhere. So don't watch those. What? This isn't about whether I enjoy content that asks questions or any of that. I'm talking purely about genre categorization. I'm not talking about my opinions or whether I want to watch something or not. Big China money. Are you saying don't watch them to try and get them to not exist? So then, therefore, that is the only way we can define genres. I can also make them Christmassy. Holy shit, you put a Christmas hat on the wave emote. It doesn't look that good. I bet other people's emotes look way better with that. That's kind of cool, though.
Quick, kill it!
It's very cute. As much as people talk about Big China money, they didn't have any money for ArenaNet. Am I right? Or am I right? Do you think ArenaNet are interested in creating lore and asking questions, or mainly money? Well, as everything, that's not a binary answer to that, is there? It's both. Oh, by the way, last time I was giving you a tour of all the mini cities, and I didn't do Ratasum, which of course is right near the entrance. So just for anyone who watched both streams, here you go, with the snow on it.
Target acquired. All targets must remain
Just attend a
still.
postmodernism
Oh,
lecture,
put her
and
in
then it's all
sleep
just
mode.
one genre to
I
be
need to
overly
recalibrate
dissected
her
until no
protocol.
enjoyment is left. Yes, I didn't enjoy English at school.
Do I
Dude, I've contributed so little here. Dude, it feels really good blowing him up.
Put her in sleep mode. I need to recalibrate her protocols. And this, that, and a tweak to the torque nodule. There, that ought to do it. Happy Winter's Day to one and all. Now get back to work.
I have the spirit of
Happy Winter's Day, now get
in
back to
me.
work. Look, they're asking a question about the labour costs behind the commercial enterprise that is Christmas. You gotta think about these things, guys. Is that a sciencey question? Is that a fantasy question? I'm not sure we can call the genre of the Infinitarium true fantasy right now. All right, there you go. Let's get the sweater.
Processing list. Tammy.
Okay, my final
Dad.
word on
Daddies.
Star Wars. I think
Exa.
making a franchise out of something that shallow was a mistake. But as far as developing ideas, Empire Episode 5 was pretty much a masterpiece in terms of being a sequel. It's why Last Jedi failed. It broke tropes inherent to Star Wars, which is exciting, except that Star Wars relies exclusively on those tropes, and removing them cancels any interesting aspects of the narrative world Lucas made in 77. The hero myth, the good evil dichotomy, etc. Yeah, they do talk about Empire as like the ultimate sequel, and I can see that for sure. The thing that's always struck me as like a Star Wars noob, someone who doesn't think that deeply about Star Wars, as really interesting about Empire. I don't know how many movies were doing it, but how clearly how boldly they were just saying, yeah, we're going to do a 3-act structure. Like, Empire doesn't have an ending. It really doesn't. It goes a lot further than a cliffhanger, you know. A lot of movies will, like, and especially then, would neatly tie up, but then they throw in a little scene or a little question, and it would just be a little, like sequel bait. It would just be a little thing hanging on a hook that maybe you can then cling to, and then a third movie will be made. But with Empire, they were just literally like, yeah, we're literally cutting this movie in half, kind of thing.
I didn't see
Well, no, they're not cutting a movie in half. They're making a movie, but they were just really happy to have no sense of a conclusion.
Why?
And I think that's why those back two work so well together, you know. Obviously, what didn't the Ewoks come in and contaminate things on the third one and stuff? So you gotta sell those plushy little toys to the children. That's why we gotta make Ewoks. Remember, toys, big money spinners. Star Wars isn't shallow, the movies are shallow. Jerry, you're a big fan of the extended stuff, eh? So you're at a point now where you completely just, like, pull apart the two. Have they ever killed, did they ever go back on a ton of the extended stuff? They did, right, when they continued it? See, it's interesting because I'm a big Star Trek fan. For fuck's sake. I'm a big Star Trek fan. And, you know, after Voyager and Deep Space Nine end, there's been no TV shows set in that timeline, really. There's a little bit in one of the movies on that timeline, basically. Talk about Romulus. Spoilers, it gets destroyed. But there's very little, like, canon going on there. But there's so many novels and games and stuff. Like, the MMO literally has, like, the actors from the show reprising their roles in voice acting to continue what their characters are doing after the close of the TV show. But you only get it in the MMO. Like, the MMO actually, like, expands the canon majorly. And there's, like, one of the characters from Deep Space Nine, a guy called Garrick. His actor got so inspired by his character and enjoyed him so much that he started writing novels about his character. So they're all, like, extended universe things, and they all exist, and it's like take them or leave them kind of thing. I'm not that enthusiastic about getting to know them. But now you got Picard coming out, which finally returns to that timeline, and it's kind of that question of how much of that other shit are they actually gonna like stick with? Are they just gonna invalidate it all? Are they gonna throw it all out the window? And I guess Star Wars went through a similar thing recently when they kicked it back up in the 2010s, right? Reset. So Jerry says they made, what's this? You separate them, they share the universe. Then they made their own extended universe using a lot of stuff from the Star Wars Legends. So the EU, the extended universe is canon, just not the old extended universe. But a lot of the old stuff is still in the new stuff. Okay, so they basically picked and chose what they choose. Whoever just said that. What they thought was actually good about the extended universe. Did they?
That's a fair price. I'll take 2, my good
I
man.
think I got gold yet today. The fact I can spam this without waiting for the race is really good, but also it kind of kills the spectacle of racing with a bunch of other people because we're all just doing it at random times. Am I still excited for Picard? I'm profoundly worried about that show. I really am. It's got a real risk of being one of those shows. By the way, if anyone wants to talk about Guild Wars, alright, or Winter's Day, or what we're doing, change the subject, it's fine. I don't need to sit here rambling about TV when I don't have particularly interesting opinions and stuff. We don't have to talk about this. But yeah, I'm pretty worried about it. I don't know. I'm scared that it's going to be one of those things where it's more interested in reliving past successes and being a greatest hits than actually forging new territory and telling good stories. You know, I'm scared it's just going to be a bunch of cheesy cameos from characters we knew in the 90s, portrayed by actors getting along in the years. Might not like be into it as much or whatever. I'm afraid it'll be tampered with in a lot of ways. I'm worried about the show. I really am. I really should finish the original series so that I can get on with Enterprise and then the movies. Yeah, even the Abrams verse. Is Guild Wars sci-fi? I would say some elements of Guild Wars 2 can feel pretty sci-fi.
The tavern is where locals kick up their boots.
They have the texture of sci-fi anyway. I mean, Guild Wars 2 is big enough that it asks a million questions about a million things, so you could say certain things are sci-fi elements if you like. I'm not really sure I detect much science fiction in Guild Wars 1 though. I don't think that would be reasonable to say. You think 2020 will be Guild Wars' last chance? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean last chance. I don't feel like I'm near the last of anything necessarily. It's kind of a cringy question to ask, to be honest. Oh my god. What? This is cringy as well. There we go. But yes, the movies share the universe of Star Wars with the extended universe, but they have different goals. The extended universe purposes are going to depth,
Let's play.
whereas the movies are just a story set in the universe, so they don't need to explain all of it. Yeah, the movies just want to make a buck and be entertaining. I gotcha. I gotcha. 2020 is Guild Wars 2's last chance to release content in the year 2020. I agree. I do agree with that one. Yeah, they're gonna shut the servers down in 2020. Well, what lunacy is this? Smells like someone from Reddit. James Rose, for WP and anyone else, how would you feel if at the end of Guild Wars 2 we lost and everyone died? You know, I used to think about a way to close down Guild Wars 1 and have all the dragons attack everyone in Guild Wars 1 and kill you all in Guild Wars 1, and thus you move into Guild Wars 2. I don't really think that stuff's necessary though. I don't think we'll ever see an end of Guild Wars 2 in terms of story. I think it will just slowly trickle down. They'll quietly turn the tap off, basically. And there'll be a suggestion that the plot can keep going, but you know, it's
Relax. You'll live longer.
commercially, it's just such a bad idea to telegraph to the entire audience of a game. We are done now. This is the end. It's just, why would you do that? I mean, you'd have to be very precise and very cautious and very careful. You'd have a lot of information to give out, and you'd have to give it out very precisely. That although this is the end of the story, we are still making very meaningful balance updates, content updates, graphics updates, whatnot. For all intents and purposes, the game is 100% still being developed. We are just no longer propelling the story forwards because Guild Wars 3 or whatever. You'd have to like have some kind of statement that disseminates that information in a really clean way so that people's enthusiasm to play isn't just knocked. But I can't imagine why you do that. If they ever chose to stop the story, and I'm sure one day they will choose to stop the story, I think they'll keep it quiet, just like they did in Guild Wars 1. And they'll do it because they've got something else to show us. Whether that's in 5 years, 10, whatever. Well, FF14 had a botched launch and then just destroyed everything to relaunch itself. I suppose if ArenaNet were so inclined as to pull an FF14, I suppose they could do an end of the story for sure. But I see nothing about ArenaNet. Nothing that would ever lead to anything like a Realm Reborn. You'd have to be coming at the game from a profoundly different place. And it's too late in the game's life cycle too. I mean, Jesus. Right, 3 more of these, and then we've got our 25 AP from this. And that's Winter's Day done, pretty much. There'll be the Toy Pocalypse for me to continue doing, of course. And there's the Orphans for me to continue doing. But aside from that, that's going to be it. Oh, and then Bell Choir. But I'm not Bell Choiring on stream. Can anyone tell me in chat, is the Bell Choir longer than Toy Pocalypse? Because the jumping puzzle one, they're all 25 AP from 5 cycles. But the jumping puzzle one was really quick and easy. Right? Really quick. Meanwhile, Toy Pocalypse took forever. So where's Bell Choir? Is it somewhere in the middle? It's shorter, yeah? Is it much shorter? What's an estimate? It's hella fast. Okay, cool. It looks like I need to do something like 30 songs for 5 AP though. So it sounds like I've got to do the, you know, the 150 or 108 or whatever it was again. It's super short. I'm talking about for all 25 AP. I'm not just talking about for the little bit at the start. I'm not talking about playing 1 round. I'm talking about getting all 25 AP from Bell Choir. Okay, just to be clear. You guys maintain that it's super short?
When I grow up, I'm going to be a great hero.
Yeah, I don't get that Life is Strange reference either. How is that a reference to Life is Strange? Shorter than Toy Apocalypse? Oh, there's a character that keeps saying hella. So that's what that means to you now, is it? Life is Strange. That's funny.
I bet I can run faster than you.
That's hella interesting, dog. If I ever see the word hella, I want to put the word dog on the end. Alright, 2 more.
What is it?
Dude, this stream's blitzed by. How is it 2 hours already? We could do it with them. Yeah, alright, let's do it with them. Why not? Sign me up. I can't believe we've been going for 2 hours already.
There was even a menagerie full of wild animals.
I guess we got a good sampling of all the stuff. So, tomorrow, I think we're on to Legendary Collections. Can I just say, by the way, you guys have been very generous today. We got those Rhyme Rims things. We got the Mad Moon. We got 4 stacks of Winter's Day presents. We got 100 gold. Hey, with that 100 gold, we could get the minis. Do you think I should do it? I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, the FPS drop's a pretty major hit. Well, it doesn't feel that bad. To me. Maybe it's worse or maybe not. I'm not dropping any frames. Oh, yeah, you guys have been really generous. And good conversation as well. Can I just say again, I don't know what it is. I feel really vulnerable lately. I feel really fragile, and I feel like, I don't know, like, I should be really, really, really appreciative of every single little viewer I have, and every single person who types in chat, I'm, like, really cherishing. Because I feel like I'm about a second away from it all falling apart, and no one ever watching me, and it feels really weird. So I just want to say again, maybe it's just the holidays and I just want to be appreciative. But yeah, thanks guys for coming out. They've been pretty nice streams actually the last few. It's interesting, as soon as I stopped PvPing and I've started pretty much even off stream focusing on master objectives, I feel like it's been really fun. There's a lot going on. A lot of it as well is not doing the tedious stuff every day anymore. Those jumping puzzles in DSR and the Griffin races, those are like dark times looking back. Because they really bag down the start of every stream. Meanwhile, we've just basically been charging through pretty unique content constantly here and making progress. I mean, it's been a lot of grind the past few days. And if I want to get this Giant Slayer thing done, I guess I'll go for 75% tomorrow. And then maybe I'll go for a full 250 in one day, the day after, maybe, but I don't know. The grind's getting to me a bit. Giants are hard. They are really hard. It must be humbling knowing you're 2 hours of daily content for many people.
Yeah, the kid tipped me off. There you go.
Yeah, I think I don't sort of value that enough. I haven't seen Benji in chat for a few days. I think he's messaged me on Discord. I need to actually go scroll over there. Ironic, I can't remember Hella. You only know life has changed from my LP. Yeah, I have to be honest. As you were saying all of that a second ago, I was wondering if that was an episode 2 thing. I didn't want to ask because I don't really care that much. And I didn't want it to become, oh, you still haven't played episode 2 or anything like that. But I was like, I don't even know if that's episode 1 or 2 because I can't remember it. I don't know how you detected that I can't remember it. But yeah, I can't. Beetle's great here and you don't need to be good. I disagree. I remember doing this last year, trying the Beetle. Every single run I tried the Beetle and I always missed, like... Oh wait, no. I think I was trying the Beetle on the Lunar New Year one. I think it was the Lunar New Year. That's why that memory's a little bit more fresh for me as well, because it's not been a year since Lunar New Year. You got gold on the adventure. I'm not actually going for gold on the adventure. I couldn't care less about gold. I don't think anyway. I don't think there's any achievement or anything associated with it. I'm doing this because for every 3 races you get 5 AP, and you can do that 5 times in a row. And I'm on the last one now. This is the very last of all of them. So I'm not trying to get gold. That's why I'm quite casual and looking at chats.
I accept all gifts with a smile.
Roar! I'm a char and I'm going to eat you.
The Beetle beat the Jackal by 15 seconds, you filthy pleb casual. I get a bit intimidated driving the Beetle on stream as well. People were very judgmental of Beetle maneuvering and stuff when we were doing the Beetles every day. You guys got to 600 points, congrats. Yeah, it's that weird thing where, you know, like, you can have hundreds of people sitting in silence, but 2 of them are really good at roller beetle racing. And they want to let you know how much better they are than you, and they want to give you all the advice. And so then chat is swarmed with specifically that. And you get this sense that everyone's bearing down on you, when they're not really, but that's just how it feels. Alright, there you go. That's Ula's rival. So that's 25 AP done there as well. So, by the way, I was totally wrong. We're not going to get a full 500 AP here. We managed to get 169 AP in just a couple of days, which is a massive amount. But we're still a far cry from the beautiful 39,000. I just don't see how I'm going to get this in time for the account tour. I really want to. I really want one of those backguard skins in my vault for the tour, but I can't imagine how we do that. We're not even halfway. And Winter's Day here was a treasure trove of AP, and we've almost exhausted it. So, karma, gift giving.
Musically inclined individuals.
And I really can't forget that. I can't forget to do that. Because I will run out of time if I do. Dailies. Bell choir. I can't get this again. Even though it looks like there's another 50 AP, I can't get it yet. Look at this. Look, I didn't get it last year. Wasn't this available last year? That I could be at 100 already, right? Couldn't I be at 150 maybe? That was the first time I've dinged annual traditions. Have I really been so unenthused by Winter's Day every year? Have I really done so little with it? WP, your jackal teleporting is low-skill trash. Outrageous. And then this thing, but I'm so close to this. I'm very happy Tommy's been done. And that's it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do the unbelievable. Holy shit. Only for Ascended. Merry Christmas. What? Quarter of an hour ago. Are you still in chat? I hope you're still in chat. Are you serious? This is amazing. Thank you. 2 snow diamonds. 52 platinum doubloons, which I'm actually not sure what they're worth right now. We'll have a look in a second. And a stack of coins. We can definitely do it. We're going to get the minis right now. We're going to do it. Oh, my God. Only for Ascended. You are a legend. Oh, my God. Let me see what these are worth. You're sending me them, so I'm assuming they're valuable. Okay, so 8 golds. And then I'll put the rest on sell orders. 14 gold. Thank you so much. Platinum doubloons used to be worth a ton, I think. Thank you. Oh, my God. Okay, wait. Where were the coins? Dude, I will greedily and hungrily accept these. Okay. Let me put... First of all, we've got 100, right? I already have 3 snow diamonds, because you just sent me 2. I have 1 in storage, which I'll pull out now. So we only need to buy 37. So if I can afford the 37... and then we can spend our snowflakes. Oh, we can open... Okay, hold on. We open these Winter's Day presents. These here. Because charged quartz might come out. But at the same time, we get snowflakes. Now, these snowflakes can turn into more snow diamonds. So then maybe we only need to buy 36 or so. Once we've bought the 36... Oh my God, this is so good. Look at all these handouts. Do these give me presents as well? Maybe we can just do that straight away, and then we can list the coins. So we get max value out of the coins. So I'm not insta-selling all of those coins and making everyone cringe and mad at me. So maybe we can do that. Let's do this. So we're looking for 4 of these icons to appear fully stacked out. You were top 8 roller beetle for this race last night, and you're scared to go back to look at the leaderboard knowing that I've probably been knocked back a bit. Oh, you're number 9. Well, that's not bad, man. Oh, wow, we got a diamond straight up out of one of the things as well. The universe is... being very, very nice to us right now. Not the universe, you, people. People are being very nice. We got a little bit lucky by the game as well, though. Okay, that's fucking brilliant. Alright, so... let me just verify. Was it the rightmost vendor? No. Okay. Okay, so we are gonna buy like 50 snowflakes. so that we can get another diamond. Alright, now. We have 5. So we're going to buy 35 snow diamonds off the TP. And let me just verify before I do that at the vendor. Okay, it is. Okay, so we need 20 for ticks, 20 for the angry snowman. 40 total. Minus 5 is, as I said, 35. So we go here. Now, do we have the money? No, we don't. We need to sell the coins right now. Before we can do it. Oh my god, these coins are going to carry us. There's not actually a big difference between buyers and sellers here. Look, that guy's buying in bulk. Oh, is that it? I'm out already. Holy fuck. Okay, hold on. We got some linseed. Did we get any charged, by the way, charged quartz there? No, I'm not out. That wasn't it. We did get a charged quartz. That's nice. I need to charge my next one as well there. It closed the tab down there fully, and that kind of worried me. Alright, that should be it. And the rest I can put on sell orders later. So... Snow diamond. 35. Oh, what? I swear that said it was only 230 a second ago. There's quite a big difference on this. You have more coins and more Winter's Day gifts. How do I have more Winter's Day gifts? Oh, yeah, I do. I've got a stack of them. Where did those come from? Why weren't they filtered out before when I typed Winter's Day? Well, anyway. Okay, we'll sell these. Let's just get them done. Oh my god. Okay, beautiful. Okay, buy items. Snow diamond. 35. And it's like, oh my god, we got 140 gold left. It's like we didn't even spend any money. Yeah, the inventory's a mess. I know. Here it is. Okay, mini ticks. Big prestige. Mini angry snowman. Oh, so scary. Add. So. I guess. Because we got him out of one of those. There's a lot of money flying around at this festival. So I have many ticks and many tocs now. It's a shame you can't combine. Oh, do you know what? That would be really cool if that was actually a recipe. If ArenaNet allowed you to combine ticks and tocs together. We've reached mini end game. This is it, guys. We've reached it now. Just also. No, not this. What are you doing? Novelties. Alright. Don't you speak to me or my son ever again. Okay, cool. Now next, check it out. Miniature end game. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. Raiding? Okay, we're not really at mini end game because raid minis are like low-hanging fruit. We're not really at mini end game yet. I'm sorry. We got to get these. We get the raid ones, all the casual raid ones, and then we're at mini end game. It's just commendations and llamas. That's it. That's all that's left in the whole game. All right, cool. Cool. That's it? Oh, it feels like just yesterday it was before Halloween. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? I mean, can someone who's been watching these streams consistently, doesn't it literally feel like just yesterday was Halloween and we were getting all those Halloween rewards and we were saying, I guess the thing is I took a break during Halloween and we kind of only came back and got all of our stuff right at the end. And now we're getting all the Winter's Day ones right at the start of Winter's Day. So the gap is as short as it could possibly be. Not really. Just yesterday feels like last Winter's Day. Okay, there you go. Darg is a kindred spirit. Right, now we're going to charge our quartz. You remember me getting that snowman tonic? I don't remember me getting the snowman tonic. Did I get the snowman tonic on the stream? I don't remember that. Yeah, it is Cougar. Cougar, basically, it's finish the legendary collections, which I fully anticipate doing before the account tour. So within 10 days. Oh, by the way, we need to tick this countdown down. I think it's 10 days now. I think I missed a day, so we'll do that. It's do the legendary collections, raiding, right, which admittedly doing all the CMs and stuff, we're probably looking at some time there. But I mean, I'll do every stream on that. I'll just, like, we'll bang it out. We'll try and get the same people each day. We'll try and get the progress in. I'll get Rocker over. And then that's it. I'm there. There's nothing else left in the game after that. There's attempt for best of the best. There's fractals, which is not really stream material. And wild versus wild, that's it. It's fucking scary to think about, actually. And then obviously as the devs put out new patches, we keep up with those. You said adventures. You mean activities? It is also true that, yeah, I need lots of activities, but I don't think they'll be on stream. I do need a lot of activity progress. But as far as, like, bulk things and, like, significant stuff. Oh, was it Kato that spoke? Sorry, Kato, was it you that was speaking? Oh, no. You just said he's AFK. How old was that message then? What's my Bureau progress? Did I finish those? Yeah, I finished them. The only thing that I... oh, that was weird. The panel lagged because I opened it on minis. We've got so many of them. I just need 4 more metas, that's all. So you could say I'm not done. Particularly considering the last thing here is a mastery point and 10 full AP. But, you know, I'll just get that. Probably between today and tomorrow. Depends how the giant killing goes. I mean, there are a few miscellaneous things, like breaking the break bar of the shatter. What I quite like the idea of is maybe I can, once we're done with the raiding phase, we might have like a collection of people who have got quite invested in their builds and their rotations and stuff, and like got reasonably good at the game, active in chat and playing with me and used to that. And so when we come out of the raiding bit, we can just dump everyone into the Shatterer real quick one day. And there you go, it's done. So it might be doable. We got 5. Alright, brilliant. So let's do another thing. Charge Quartz, Ecto. Create a Celestial Inscription. Hold on though. I don't think there's anything left for Artificer. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What am I talking about? It doesn't matter. I was talking about that yesterday as well. That's a good little example of me being completely stupid, and one of those moments where I get scared my brain is running. Like, what? How many of these have I made? And I just... Me moving the panel there is because of the taco overlay, which I'm going to turn off now. Okay, so a Celestial thing, 5 charge quartz, Ecto. If you guys are interested on the raiding phase, what I will be doing is CMs for the last 2 bosses on Bastion. CMs for everything in Wing 4. Except Desmina, I think, maybe. CM for the final boss on Mithrite. And then CMs for everything in Key. That's what I need. I'll probably also be doing some of these earlier ones because I need magnetite for the minis in them. So I will be doing those. You just found out about Guild Wars 2 Heroes of the Mist card game on tabletop. Have I played the game again after my video? No, not after the video. He did put an expansion out, but I never covered it. Boots and I kind of wanted to, but we got sour on the idea. I can't quite remember why, but it was a very long video we made, wasn't it? Maybe there was something about that was just a little bit off-putting. So if you guys want to come, I mean, any of you can, just as long as, you know, you're actually going to try. I haven't settled on a region yet. It depends if Kerry wants to do it with me. I really want to raid with her, but I'm not sure that she wants to. So if she definitely doesn't want to, because everything I've ever done raiding, I've done with her. And so I kind of don't want to do stuff without her. But if she's absolutely out, and she's been telling me for a long time that she thinks she doesn't want to do it. But if she definitely isn't, then I'll be EU. If she is, then I'll be NA. So I just need to have that conversation with her as we get closer to the raiding thing. Figure that out. Okay, so we type antique. So I guess I'll just do dagger. We're going to work down the list. We're going to do the dagger. So we get the Angchu razor out. Viridian was the last color. Right, Ectos, Anthology, Celestial, Angchi razor. And there you go, that's the violet one. This is cool. We're like getting 1 a day at the moment. As long as we're opening enough chests and getting enough charged quartz, they're just about squeezing in. Okay, and then we can deposit that with the rest. The collection is slowly all turning the same color here. Because naturally this last color was the one that I needed so many of. We almost have a full page. So greatsword would be next. Then mace, pistol, and rifle. Do I get those in? Oh, and torch. Fuck. I don't know if we get those in time. Alright. I think that's it then, guys. I think that's it for today's master. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But, I mean, we made a ton of progress. I'm pretty sure it's not a daily bound thing. So, yeah, we're just pretty much good there then. So, thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll be back for Master again tomorrow. In case you don't know, I'm here every single day. So if you enjoyed this today, and you maybe want to come around tomorrow, if you're lurking, you haven't been using chat or whatever, but you thought it was reasonably entertaining, it would mean a lot to me. There's a link to a Discord right there. And yeah, I'll be live same time tomorrow. So see you guys there. Thank you all very much. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Thank you for the incredible generosity today, guys. That 100 gold, those 250 coins, Jesus. They've really helped. So thank you, everybody. It's been absolutely wonderful. And I will see you tomorrow for the next one. Yeah, Darg, I'd probably love Witcher 3 as well. But hey, you know, it's just getting into it. Oh, they do the world map like how I like world maps. Yeah, that would be cool. Tempting. Alright, catch you guys later.